Welcome to day 7. We are almost done with the first week of the advent of Cyber 2023. This song, coincidentally, let me turn this off. This song, coincidentally, is called Do This On My Own, and it's a very interesting coincidence that that's the name of the song that we're starting with today, because that's what we're going to try to do. This task is not accessible as it comes out of the box, so we're going to have to actually do some hackery, quite literally so, to get it to be accessible. We'll start the machine to give that some time to start up. And once we need to connect to the machine, we will have to do some hackery. But let's first start with the actual task, the story. Task 13, day 7, log analysis. 'Tis the season for log chopping. We're gonna be chopping some logs. Hope you brought your axe. Yeah, but banner for day 7. We still don't know. I find it mostly amusing that these alt text for task banner for day 7 actually has a full stop in there, like a period at the end of the sentence. I'm just like, someone typed this. Could you really not just describe it a little bit more succinctly? Then we have an image for Tracy McGreedy. Uh-oh, the big baddie. To take revenge for the company demoting him to regional manager during the acquisition, Tracy McGreedy installed the Crypto Miner, a malware he downloaded from the dark web on all workstations and servers. Even more worrying and unknown to McGreedy, this malware includes a data stealing functionality which the malware author benefits from. Uh-oh! The malware has been executed and now a lot of unusual traffic is being generated. What's more, a large bandwidth of data is seen to be leaving the network. Forensic McBlue assembles a team to analyze the proxy logs and understand the suspicious network traffic. Learning objectives. In this task, we will focus on the following vital learnings to assist Forensic McBlue in uncovering the potential incident. Revisiting log files and their importance, understanding what a proxy is, and breaking down the contents of a proxy log. Oh, he yanked me. I'll be with you in a moment, machine. Building Linux command line skills to parse log entries manually. Analyzing a proxy log based on typical use cases. Okay, that's the learning objectives. Then we get the log primer. Quick note, I haven't really looked at this task outside of figuring out a way to actually do the task, so this is all new to me as well. We don't know what we're going to be doing. Let me actually turn down those sounds so I don't keep hearing those in the video. There we go. Before analyzing the dataset of proxy logs, let's first revisit what log files are. A log file is like a digital trail of what's happening behind the scenes in a computer or software application. It records important events, actions, errors, or information as they happen. It helps diagnose problems, monitor performance, and record what a program or application is doing. Did I say record or record? No, we'll say record. For clarity, let's look at a quick example. 158.32.51.188-25/oct/2023:09:11:14 +0000 get /robot.txt http/1.1 quote 200 11173 a quote dash in quotes, not sure what that's there. Quote curl /7.68.0. Okay. The example above is an entry from an Apache web server log. We can interpret it easily by breaking down each value into its corresponding purpose. Field, value, description. Source IP address, that's that first number I said. The source computer that initialized the HTTP request. Timestamp, that is the date, time, plus 000 that I said. The date and time when the event occurred. HTTP request. get robots.txt. Yeah, that's that bit that I did. The actual HTTP request made, including the requests method, URI path, and HTTP version. Status code, 200 in this case. The response of the web application. User agent, curl 7.68.0. The user agent used by the source of the request. It is typically tied up to the application used to invoke the HTTP request. Fair enough. Being able to interpret a log entry allows you to contextualize the events, whether for debugging purposes or for hunting potential threat activity. What is a proxy server? Since the data to be analyzed is a proxy log, we must understand a proxy server. A proxy server is an intermediary between your computer or device and the internet. When you request information or access a web page, your device connects to the proxy server instead of connecting directly to the target server. The proxy server then forwards your request to the internet, receives the response, and sends it back to your device. To visualize this, refer to the diagram below. Diagram has the alt-text comparison of connection flow with or without a proxy server. A proxy server offered enhanced visibility into network traffic and user activities, since it logs all web requests and responses. This enables system administrators and security analysts to monitor which website which website users access, when and how much bandwidth is used. It also allows administrators to enforce policies and block specific websites or content categories. Given that our task is hunting suspicious activity on the proxy log, we need to know what possible malicious activity can be seen inside one. Let's elaborate on a few common examples of malicious activities. Letter table, attack technique, potential indicator. Okay. We have download attempt of a malicious binary. Connection to a known malicious URL is the indicator for that. Binary. E.g. www.evil.com/malicious.exe. Yeah, that looks pretty suspicious. Data exfiltration. High count of outbound bandwidth due to file upload. For example, outbound connection to OneDrive. Continuous C2 connection. High count of outbound connections to a single domain in regular intervals, e.g. connections every 5 minutes to a single domain. We'll expand further on these concepts in the following task sections. Accessing the dataset. Before moving forward, review the questions in the connection card shown below. Question card alt text says, Day 7, what should I do today? Connection card details. Start the target machine. A split screen view iframe is available for the target. Yeah, so that's not going to cut it. We are going to have to do a bit more hackery to get this to actually work for us properly. So the problem here is that we can't really use the web-based machines pretty much at all. It's not very usable for us whatsoever. So what we're going to have to do is get remote access to this machine. Now they could have just made this easier for us to just provide username, password, SSH to log in. I don't see why that would hurt this task. It really would have only taken 5 minutes to do, and I really don't see why they didn't do that, but okay. This is a thing I've brought up with them last year as well, and I never really got proper response as to why that was not a thing and how we couldn't make that happen. So essentially, it looks like we're basically stuck for the moment, but fortunately, a couple of circumstances combined and conspired to give us a way in, and we're gonna have to make use of that before we can actually do anything here. So let's try to do that. I need to turn the music down a bit. It's quite loud. There. Music comes down. The speech rate comes down. Okay. Now, if we OCR this screen, because we can't do that,
Recognize applications, places.
We can see applications,
Ubuntu's home.
places, Ubuntu's home, terminal, artifacts,
System.
system,
December 7th, 18:07.
and that looks to be the clock. So
System art of terminal.
first thing we're going to need is a terminal, and we can find the terminal. It's in our OCR results, so we can double-click that.
Left click. Graphic clickable.
And with a little bit of luck, that would have opened up our terminal. We can also see that our username is Ubuntu. That's good to know for a bit later.
Recognizing result. Land. Graphic edit mode of edit graphic. Edit graphic. Recognize applications. Place Ubuntu system. Ubuntu at help. File edit view search term. Ubuntu
Now,
at S. Graphic clickable.
a lot of this works because I know what I'm doing. I've done this before, and basically, I know how focus works in Ubuntu for a lot of the respects. So, like right now, we opened the terminal, and we know that we're dropped on the terminal prompt as well. So we should be able to start typing and have that go to the terminal. And what we are going to do is turn on SSH, because I don't think it currently is on. So we'll do sudo systemctl. I always forget if it's start SSH or SSH start. I think it's start SSH. Now with a little bit of luck,
Out of edit clickable, but edit out of edit graphic clickable.
this should work. Okay, this worked when I did it before,
Recognizing
and I hope it didn't
Ubuntu
change
home.
anything.
Dodge artifact. Ubuntu at try it. S. Ubuntu at try it. S sudo system to start as
Yeah, it
Ubuntu.
looks like we got no output, which
Graphic
means that the command completed successfully. Now, the tricky bit here is that it doesn't just let you use the first thing I did, and let's actually show that up first.
No next edit multi-line.
The first thing I did is change Ubuntu's password, because what's going on here is that if you were to want to SSH in, we don't have an SSH password, and we don't know what our current password is because we're already logged in. So you'd have to sudo su, then password Ubuntu. We'll just change it to Ubuntu. Ubuntu again. And just keep in mind, I'm doing all this blind. I'm not looking at the screen. I'm just expecting things to go well, and that's very dangerous, I'm aware. But let's see what it did here. I'm going to OCR the screen again, turn the speech on.
Speech mode top. Ubuntu's home. System. Root at try it. /home/Ubuntu.
So it looks like our sudo su went right.
File edit view search Ubuntu at try it. S Ubuntu at try Ubuntu. New password. Retype new password. Password updated successfully. Artifact.
Okay, so this is what I did in my experiments to see if I could get in, and that actually didn't work because for some reason password-based authentication is disabled on this machine as well. So we have yet another thing to do. We need to go to our home folder, which is where we should be currently. Let's do a pwd.
Speech mode. No net. Edit multi-line. Graphic. Recognize Ubuntu's home.
Are we in the
December
right
7
place?
Ubuntu at try it. S/home/Ubuntu.
Yes, we are. Okay, so
Speech mode off.
this is really harrowing to not be able to see what I'm doing on a command line window, but okay, let's continue. We need to make a folder called cd, no, not cd, mkdir, mkdir.ssh. Then we do cd.ssh. Then we make a file with nano, let's just use nano, which is called authorized_keys. There it is. Now we need to find my public key, which you can generate with ssh-keygen if you don't have one.
Speech mode deep. Speech mode off.
Let me just really quickly go get it. .ssh. You want your public key, so id_rsa.pub. Don't send the other one because that's your private key. That's not a good idea. Oh, we're doing this again. Okay, right click. There. I need to. Oh, where are we? Oh, we went in this. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, that always happens. Do I happen to still have it open in here? If not, I'll just open it in here. That's fine. I'm just gonna open it in a notepad window real quick so I can copy paste it real quick. Okay, yeah, there it is. Copy that out. There we go. Now we go here. We paste it in. Then we do Control X to initiate a save. We say yes. We press enter. And with a tiny bit of luck, I'm going to check if this works before I switch over. With a tiny bit of luck, we should be able to now SSH into this machine. I'm going to try if that actually works. It is 10.10 Ubuntu at 10.10.135.24. We do get the SSH prompt, so our system control command worked. And we have a shell, people. There we go. We just hacked around a stupid arbitrary limitation by making use of a stupid arbitrary circumstantial set of events that for some reason let me sudo without knowing the password. I'm assuming this VM was either created without requiring a password for sudo or with the thought in mind that maybe they just literally just logged in to sudo right before they made a snapshot. I don't know, but we have a shell. We can continue the task now, which we would not have otherwise been able to do. So I'll take it. This was actually a little bit more hacking than you'd normally have to do on a beginner task, but it does work. So I'll take it, like I said. Let me scroll back to where we were. Log primer. Scroll back down. And then once we are back at where we were, I'll continue reading this humongous bunch of text. Yeah, we did this bit. Connecting to the machine. Okay, yeah, accessing the dataset. We've done this. Here we go. Forensic McBlue. There's an image with Forensic McBlue as the alt text. No idea what that shows. I'm assuming one elf or something. I don't know. We must understand the log contents to work on the dataset provided. To make things fun, let's start playing with it by clicking the Start Machine button in the upper right corner of the task. I've already done that. The machine will start in a split screen view. If the virtual machine is invisible, use the blue Show Split Screen View button at the top right of the page. Yeah, we did that. The VM contains a proxy log file in the /home/ubuntu/desktop/artifacts directory named access.log. I don't think that's how you spell artifacts. I think it's with an I, but okay. You can verify this by clicking the terminal icon on the desktop and executing the following command. The command is cd desktop artifacts, and then after that ls/lah to show what's on here, which is pretty much just a file that says access.log. Yeah. Note, you can skip the following section if you are familiar with the following Linux commands: cat, less, head, tail, wc, and nl. I'll read it for people who aren't familiar. It's no problem. Actually, before I do that, let me dismiss this split screen. We don't need it anymore. Let's see. Bye. Now that we're already in the artifacts directory, let's start learning some Linux commands while playing with the dataset. 1. Cat, short for concatenate, allows you to combine and display the contents of multiple files. This command on a single file will enable you to display its contents. You can try this command by following the one below. It just essentially has you do cat access.log. I'm not gonna switch back and forth all the time. I'm just gonna read this for now. Once we actually start doing stuff to get the questions, I will make sure to focus my terminal instead. Okay. Yeah, we have some logs here. Sway.com is already an interesting domain. Sway.com. See what else is there. Apple WebKit. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, loads of browsers. You might have been overwhelmed by the contents of the proxy log. This is because the cat command dumps all the contents and only stops once the end of the file has been reached. Oh, rendered, whatever. But don't worry, we'll learn more tricks to optimize the output of our commands in the following sections. 2. Less. The less command allows you to view the contents of a file one page at a time. Compared to the cat command, this allows you to easily review the contents without being overwhelmed by the large quantity of the log file. yeah, we show this off here. That's just less access.log, and then we get the same thing. After opening the file using less, press your up and down buttons to move one line at a time, and page up and page down, or space, to move one page at a time. Then you can exit the view by pressing the Q button. 3. Head. The head command lets you view the contents at the top of the file. Try executing head access.log to view the first 10 entries of the log. Specify the number of lines to be displayed. Use the -n option together with the count of lines, similar to the command below. So here they're doing head -n1 access.log, and it only shows one line. This is a sway.com entry. 4. Tail. In contrast to the head command, the tail command allows you to view the end of the file easily. To display the last 10 entries of the log, execute tail access.log on the terminal. Like the head command, you can specify the number of lines displaying using the n option as shown in the command below. Pretty much the same deal, except this time they use the number 1 again. Okay. Alright. Number 5. WC. That's the Dutch abbreviation for toilet. WC. The WC command stands for word count. It's a command line tool that counts the number of lines, words, and characters in a text file. Try executing WC access.log. By default, it prints the count of lines, words, and characters as shown in our terminal. For this task, we only need to focus on the line count, so we can use the L option to display the line count only. Just a quick note, if I just say the letter L, it is really just a -L, because that is how command arguments work. If it's like a double dash, I'll announce it, but otherwise it's just L. It's just -L. Okay, WC L access.log. 49,081 lines. That's a lot of lines. Holy balls. You can probably tell why we got overwhelmed by the cat command. The line count of access.log is 49,081. 6. NL. That's the Netherlands now. The NL command stands for number lines. It renders the contents of the file in a numbered line format. Okay. So what, that puts like line numbers in front of everything? Yeah, it does. Cool. I did not know you could do that. That's a new one for me. Okay, cool. Redacted for brevity. Yeah, thank you. This command is very helpful if used before the head or tail commands, since the line number can be output. Knowing the line number of the log entry allows you to easily manage the values rendered as output. Okay. Now that we have started seeing the log contents, let's keep learning about them by breaking down each log entry. Okay. Chopping down the proxy log. Log McBlue. Okay, that's an image with the alt text of Log McBlue. Log McBlue tells us that he has configured the Squid proxy server to use the following log format: timestamp, source IP, domain port, HTTP method, HTTP URI, status code, response size, user agent. So, fun fact, I would probably, if I'm just looking for stuff, change that template to have the timestamp not be at the beginning, but rather the source IP or the domain. Just because that goes faster as a screen reader, like it's just a thing. You don't have to do that, but that's something you can do. Let's use one of the log entries as an example and compare it to the format above. Okay, here's the timestamp. Then we have 10.10.140.96 as the IP. Storage.live.com 4443 get /400 630 Mozilla 5.0 Windows NT 10.0 Win64 x64 Apple WebKit /537.36 KHTML like Gecko Chrome.118.0.0.0 Safari 537.36 Position field value 1 timestamp. Yep. 2 source IP 10.10.140.96. 3 storage.live.com 443 is the domain. HTTP method is get. HTTP URI is /. Status code is 400. The response size is 630 bytes, I'm assuming. User agent is that other thing I just said. As you can see in the table above, we can break the log entry down and assign a position to each value so it can be easily interpreted. Now let's continue by using another Linux command line tool to split the log entries per column. This is the cut command. The cut command allows you to extract from a file or input stream by cutting, in quotes, the line into columns based on a delimiter and selecting which columns to display. This can be done using the -D option for delimiter and the -F for position. The F for position. Yeah. The example below uses space, an empty string, as its delimiter and only displays the timestamp, column 1, after cutting the log with space. And that looks like they're using cut -D empty space, just quotes. And then we have -F, that's an F, right?
Speed F.
Yeah.
Speech mode off.
-F1 with no space to get the first column. Okay. Oh, I guess F stands for field. Yeah, and then we just see a bunch of dates. That's all it does. Okay. So D for delimiter, which is usually an empty string or a comma or a dot or something else. And then, yeah. It's also possible to select multiple columns, just like in the example below, which chooses the timestamp, column 1, domain, port, column 3, and status code, column 6. Okay, the only trick there is that you do 1, 3, 6 behind the F. So there's like commas in between the lines that you want. I should have drank water before I did this. I'm so sorry. All right. Yeah, that shows us an example of it's doing that. Basically, you have the timestamp, the domain, and the status code. That's actually a lot more readable. I might do that during the tasks if I can get away with it. We'll see. Lastly, the space delimiter won't work if you plan to get the user agent column, since its value may contain a space, just like in the example log. Yeah, it shows us that off. Given this, you must change the delimiter and select column 2 because the user agent is enclosed with double quotes. What have they done here? So the delimiter is now
Speech quote tick quote tick.
A double quote sign within like single quote signs or ticks, and then they pick column 2 of that. Okay, yeah, that shows only just the user agents. Very cool. In the example above, we use column 2 since column 1 will provide the contents before the first use of the double quotes. Try executing cut D F1 access log and see how the output differs from the space delimiter. This is funny. I like how they're explaining this. It's very sort of understandable, at least to me. I hope a lot of people are learning a lot from this as well. Linux pipes. In the previous section, we introduced some Linux commands that will be useful for investigation. To utilize all these commands and produce an output that can provide meaningful information, we can use Linux pipes. In Linux or Unix-like operating systems, a pipe, or the vertical bar character, is a way to connect 2 or more commands to make them work together seamlessly. It allows you to take the output of one command and use it as the input for another command. We'll introduce more commands by going through some use cases. Okay, 1. Get the first 5 connections made by a certain IP. To do this, we'll combine the grep command with the head command. Oh, they're certainly explaining grep. Okay. Grep is a command in Linux that is used for searching text within files or input streams. It typically follows the syntax grep, options, string to search, file name. Let's use the command to focus on the connections made by the specified IP by executing grep 10.10.140.96 access.log. To limit the display to the first 5 entries, we can append a vertical bar head-n5 to the command to achieve our goal. And they're doing that here, and they're showing off what that looks like. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna read all the command line output, I'm sorry. We'll do one, just so the screen reader has something to do.
Speech plan Ubuntu Try slash desktop slash artifacts dollar grep 10.10.140.96 access dot log 10 and 5 2023 slash 10 slash 25 15 46 2010.10.140.96 flow dot microsoft.com colon 443 connect dash 200 0 2023 slash 10 slash 25 15 46 2010.10.140.96 flow dot microsoft.com colon 443 get slash 307 488 Mozilla slash 5.0 Windows.
Okay, and now we can see why I usually take the timestamps out if I don't need them, because they take forever to read. Usually I have it twice as fast, but still. I can see, Tom, by the way, how this would still be fast for some people. But I need to also get through these videos, and if I move it even slower, then we'll never be done. So, well, if you can't follow it, it's up in the left corner as well, so you can read it there. The first command's output may have been a little too overwhelming, since it provided every connection made by the specific IP. Meanwhile, appending a pipe with the head command limited the results to 5. Yeah. So they had two commands. Basically, one was the one without the head, and then the other one was the one with the head piped onto the end of it. Number 2, get the list of unique domains accessed by all workstations. To do this, we'll combine the sort and the unique commands. Unique is spelled UNIQ. There's no UE at the end of that. With the cut command. Sort is a Linux command used to sort the lines of text files or input streams in ascending or descending order, while the unique command allows you to filter out and display unique lines from a sorted file or input stream. Note, the unique command requires a sorted list to be effective because it only compares the adjacent lines. I see. To achieve our goal, we will start by getting the domain column and removing the port. When we have the list of domains, we'll sort it and get the unique list using the sort and unique commands. What we're doing here... Oh. Let's see. Yeah, here we have the path. The first use of the cut command retrieves the column of the domain port, and the second one, oh, that's how they're doing it. Yeah, removes the port by splitting it with the colon. Okay, so what they've done, first cut delimiter space, position 3, then a second cut with the delimiter of colon and the position of 1, which will remove everything after the colon and the colon itself and just leave the bit before it. And now we get sway.com, sway.com, sway.office.com, redacted for brevity, all the stuff. After retrieving the domains, the sort command arranges the list in alphabetical order. Yep. So we need to see the same two cut commands, then we sort them. And I see account.activedirectory.windowsazure.com, a whole bunch of things. And then finally, the unique command removes all the duplicates. So that's 4 commands all piped into sequential order and run at the same time, basically. That is actually really helpful to essentially chop a whole bunch of output down to a much more manageable stream. You can try to execute the commands one at a time to see their results before adding a piped command. Sure. 3. Display the connection count made on each domain. So we're going through these because at some point in the questions, they're going to have us do some of these things. Actually, if you ever want to do the OSCP, the Offensive Security Certified Penetration Tester, is that what it's called? No, I think just Certified Professional. The first chapter of their learning stuff is very similar to this as well. Like command line fun is like the first thing they do, so that's fun. Number 3, display the connection count. Okay, we already have the list of unique domains based on our previous use case. Now we only need to add some parameters to our commands to get the count of each domain accessed. This can be done by adding the C option to the unique command. Okay, so we do that whole thing we did in the previous. So first the cut D with the space, then the cut D with the colon rather than the unique C, and then we get 423, 184, 680, 272, 304, like a whole bunch of things. Moreover, the result can be sorted again based on the count of each domain by using the n option of the sort command. And we get even more commands added to the end of it. And now we see a very neat list that starts with the smallest number and scrolls all the way up to the biggest number. Based on the results, you can see that the count of connections made for each domain is sorted in ascending order. If you want to make the output appear in descending order, use the R option. Note that it can also be combined with the N option and R if written together. Okay, that's good. Yeah, very cool. We see that the highest number of connections, this may actually be relevant, is 4992 for office.com. Okay, well, we'll see. You can play with all the above commands to test your capabilities in combining Linux commands using pipes. Hunting down the malicious traffic. Okay, now we get to do the fun stuffs. Now that we have developed the skills needed to assist Forensic McBlue, let's get down to business. To start hunting for suspicious traffic, let's try to list the top domains accessed by the users and see if the users accessed any unusual domains. You can do this by reusing the previous command to retrieve the connection count for each domain and do a vertical bar tail -n10 to get the last 10 items. Okay, at this point I think I'm going to switch to my terminal window in OBS so you can see the terminal output. I'm reading the text anyway, so you're not missing anything while I'm not looking at that screen. You should be just fine. Give me just a moment here to switch that over. Where are you here? Is this the right one? Yes, yes it is. Okay, there's a command line. We will we'll have to computer read all our stuff. Please don't tell me it broke in the meantime. LS, does that work?
Speed desktop documents, downloads, music, pictures, public templates, videos.
Phew, it does. Okay, CD desktop.
Top slash Ubuntu tryhacking slash desktop dollar.
CD artifacts.
FX slash Ubuntu tryhacking slash desktop slash artifacts dollar.
Okay, so let's.
Team Talk 5 Classic.
My bad.
Speech mode off.
Let's type that ridiculously long command that they have here. So what? Cut. Do you need a space in there? -D quote space quote -F3. And then the file name, I believe. Let's look at the example. Yes. Okay. Access.log bar cut -D. It's a small single quote colon F1 access.log bar then we do sort unique -C bar sort n and then tail -n10. Okay, so sort n bar tail -n10. So the whole entire command is basically cut -D quote space quote -F3 access.log vertical bar, that's the shift / cut -D quote colon quote -F1 access.log bar sort bar unique -C bar sort -n bar tail -n10. And this is the result.
Speech mode 49,081 2023 /10/25 Ubuntu tryhacking slash desktop slash artifacts dollar. 49,081 2023 /10/25 Ubuntu tryhacking slash desktop slash artifacts dollar cut df free access.log cut d 49,081 2023 /10/25.
That I think is the wrong domain because that's only showing the timestamp.
TryHackMe advent.
I must have made a mistake somewhere. Where is the F3? Did I mistype?
Ubuntu tryhacking slash desktop Ubuntu tryhacking C-U-T space -D space tick space -F3 space 3.
What about 4?
49,081 2023 /10/25 Ubuntu tryhacking slash desktop slash artifacts dollar.
Okay, that's a little strange.
Ubuntu try C-U-T space -D space tick space dash F4 space 4.
Why is it only showing one thing? And why are we not seeing the result? Let me see what the screenshot shows.
Speech mode off.
Yeah, it's not showing me the right. It's showing me the timestamp instead of the domain for some reason. Very strange. Let me see like one command of like one line, one full line to see if it's just the wrong column. Let's see. Tail dash and one access.log.
Speech mode bottom 2020 Ubuntu try 2020 10.10.1 2023/10/25 16 17 14 10.10.140.96 storage.live.com
Yeah, no, it is the third column, so something odd is happening. I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong. Let's see.
U T space D space tick space tick space dash F3 space.
Huh.
Speech mode off.
Very odd. I'm just really quickly looking at the command here. I'm going to just really quickly, just to make sure we're not screwing up. We may very well be screwing up, maybe we're just doing something wrong, but I'm going to just copy paste the command that they're using, so we're staying on the same lane. There. I'm just gonna paste that in.
Speech Ubuntu try /desktop/artifacts $. Paste HDF free access 606 docs.microsoft.com 622 smtp.office.
I do not know what I did wrong. That's something I'll have to figure out off screen, but okay.
14 40 18 50 50 800 866 Ubuntu try 606.
So what domains do we have here? We have docs.microsoft.com,
622 smtp.office 365.com,
smtp.office365, so that's email,
680 admin.microsoft.com,
admin.microsoft.com,
850c.bing.com,
c.bing.com, that sounds like an AI thing possibly, outlook.office.365.com,
1554
learn.microsoft.com, frostlings.bigbatstash.thm.
1581 frostlings.bigbatstash.thm.
That doesn't sound good. Frostlings.bigbatstash.thm.
1860 www.globalsign.com.
Then we have globalsign.com
4695
and login.microsoftonline.com and just office.com. I'm going to copy that offending line, so we might need it later, including with its count, because I'm assuming they might even ask about that as well.
Space 1581
Okay, copying that to a little notepad. Is this when I realized that I'd never switched over to... Oh no, I did. Okay, so you guys can hear the speech. Very good. I'll turn it off now though, because I want to see what else we need to do.
Speech mode off.
Apparently something in my syntax went screwy. That happens with these long commands. I probably just made a typo somewhere, so that's fine. But we have our offending like line. Note, we use the command tailend10 since the list is sorted in ascending order. And because of this, the domains with a high connection count are positioned at the end of the list. Check the list of domains and you'll see that Microsoft owns most of them. Yeah, I can see that. Out of the 10 domains, we can see one seems unusual. Let's use that domain with the grep and head commands to retrieve the first 10 connections made to it. Okay, so that's the next command. Yeah, that's fine. So it's grep bigbatstash.frostlings. Am I doing that wrong? I think it's the other way around. Frostlings.bigbatstash.thm. Yeah, so I did it wrong. Frostlings.bigbatstash.thm. And we want that from access.log. We do a bar. And what else do they want? Head N5. Okay, head N5, we can do that. Head and 5. This is what we get.
Speech mode talk. 2023/10/2515562910.10.185.225 roslings.bitbats-.thm:80 get/storage.php goodies equals a WQSCM XBPZW 50 LGDP 200 362 go 8.
I'll spare you that.
Speech mode
So
off.
that's a couple of log entries right there. Redirected IP, redirected domain. Okay. Storage.php goodies equals AWQSC, a whole thing. Okay. What else? Go HTTP. Okay, so it's written in Go apparently. Redirected IP, redirected domain. Okay. So from these redacteds, I'm going to assume very naively that we will probably be needing these IPs and things. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab one of these lines for my notes as well.
Speech mode top 10 point roslings.bit 10 point space 1. Start marked 0.10.185.225 space FRO FBIGBADSTAS8.E8M:8 space T space STORAGE.EAP question.
That's far enough. We'll copy that out.
TryHack star 1581
I'm gonna put that under my notes here. Into my notes. There we go.
Ubuntu TryHackMe advent of cyber 20.
What else have
Upon
we
checking the
got
list of requests
here?
made to the
Upon
star
checking the
star
list of requests, shut
Speech mode
up,
off.
made to the redacted domain, we see something unusual with the string passed to the goodies parameter. Let's try to retrieve the data by cutting the request URI with equals as its delimiter. Okay, so we just want that string. Okay. So given this broke last time, I'm just going to cut the last bit of this, because apparently I don't know how to do cut commands and it broke horribly last time. So I'm gonna just do that real quick. I'm copying this out. We're going up here. Then we're scrolling up 1. We're moving the head tag. And then we're gonna paste this in here and run this. Uh-oh. That was apparently a bit much for my NVDA. That's a problem. Oh, it recovered. Good. So the command that we just pasted in full is grab this domain that we set, frostlings.bigbadstash.thm, access.log bar, cut, dash D, delimiter is space, so quote, space, quote, dash F5, bar, cut, delimiter equals column 2, which is just going to get these strings that we got, A, W, Q, S, and the next one starts with Z, N, Q, K. These look like some kind of hashes. I'm not sure what they are. Based on the format, the data sent seems to be encoded with base 60. That's what I thought. Yeah, base 64. Using this theory, we can try to decode the strings by piping the output to a base 64 command. Okay. I didn't know we just had that one built in like that. Yeah. Okay. So really all we need to do is base 64-D at the end of the previous command. I'm going to do that and then actually also narrow it to the first couple, because my screen reader doesn't love it when that much the text comes at us. So I'm going to do what is it? We'll do, let's say, head 10, and we'll also do base 64-D for decode. Let's see what that gives us.
Recipient gift D9F02588804C815 compare 524E32E1785. Noah play cash register CP 597D69
these are gift listings.
B2 227,298,705 at 7. William toy pirate hat 4824F CP 5 4820 bottom 4824F B68 face 63146 occupant to a TryHack/desktop/artifacts $.
Okay, very cool. These are toy recommendations or gift lists or something. We are sending the gift lists to a malicious entity that can now see who gets what gifts. How horrible. Oh no. All right, let's see what we need to do about this. Did you notice that the decoded data seems to be sensitive data for anti-Antarctic graphs? Yeah, I saw that. This might be a case of a data exfiltration. Conclusion. Congratulations! You have completed the investigation through log analysis and uncovered the stolen data. The next step for Forensic McBlue's team in this incident is to apply mitigation steps like blocking the malicious domain to prevent any further impact. If that's going to be the same little minigame that they use for the pre-security test, that's going to be fun tomorrow, but we'll see. Answer the questions below. How many unique IP addresses are connected to the proxy server? Now, we can sort of cheat here a little bit, and just the first one, because it only has 1 star. So we can literally just brute force this and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 9 is the correct answer. And I did it this sort of cheeky way because honestly they gave me way too much trouble with that bit connecting to the computer. I should not have to do that, so I'm just going to brute force the correct question. How many unique domains were accessed by all workstations? Now this is harder. Okay, let's just do the ones that we know first. What status code is generated to the HTTP request to the least access domain? Oh, wow. Based on the high count of connection attempts, what is the name of the suspicious domain? This one we do know. Frostlings.bigbadstash.thm. That is the correct answer. What is the source IP of the workstation that accessed the malicious domain? We also wrote that down in our notes. That is, let's look it up. 10.10.185.225. 10.10.185.225. That is the correct answer. How many requests were made on the malicious domain in total? I also wrote that down. That is, let's see, 1581. 1581. That is the correct answer. Having retrieved the exfiltrated data, what is the hidden flag? Oh god. That one, let's do that one first. Let's see. See if we can make this a little bit more interesting. So we have the thing here. We are grepping for THM. Then, actually, it would be in the decoded data, right? So we have to first decode it. Base 64 decode. And then grep for THM. And then with a little bit of luck,
Speech given to a try bottom. 72 mil 4824 FB 68 phase 63146 op given to a try slash desktop slash artifacts dollar grep frostlings.big backslash .thm access.log cut df5 cut d equals f2 base 64 d grep thm 72,703,959 C91 CP18 net befit 692 C45204 stock analyst THM a gift for you awesome analyst.
there we go.
Analyst given to a try analyst 72 7 E F E D C 692 C45204 S O C space A N A L Y S T comma T H M left A left M A T start marked H M left A Y G I F T Y F A W E S O M E Y A N A L Y S E right race space THM a gift for you awesome analyst.
All right, we got that flag copied. I'm going to turn this off now. I needed this for seeing what I was doing. Having retrieved the exfiltrated data, what is the hidden flag? The hidden flag is THM caps, left brace, A underscore gift underscore 4 underscore U underscore awesome underscore analyst exclamation point bright brace, all lowercase. Submit. The answer is correct. If you enjoyed doing log analysis, check out the log analysis module in the SOC level 2 path. Let's just say we did that. Okay, we're not done yet. We still have a couple of questions to answer here, but we did get the flag, so hooray. A little party hat there. Let's see. What do we not have yet? How many unique domains were accessed by all workstations? So we would need the... Let's go through our history of commands here real quick. Unique C, sort, and tail. Okay, so how many unique domains? Let's see. So we do the cuts. We only have that. There's quite a few of them, so I really just want the count of them. Let's see. How many unique domains were accessed? I don't think I even need to sort them. I just want the... Oh, no, wait. You do need to do sort. Okay, sort, unique, count.
Speed 284yammer.com. 284 www 290 3 4 3 14 5 2 3 80 2 3 5 3 2 3 2 2 3 5 5 4 3 4 280 600.
Wait, but we only have 3.
Answer format star edit.
Yeah, we have 3 digits. So what?
Bottom, top,
I have to count them?
TryHackMe Advent of Cyber 2020. Ubuntu at try slash Ubuntu at try slash desktop Ubuntu space. A nick, no such file, a nick, no such Ubuntu at try slash desktop slash artifacts dollar cut dfc dash q u backslash.
Unique C.
1423 account 1290 w 13141111111111111111.
See, didn't we have a very similar question in the text? Let me just look for the word count.
I count of outbound bandwidth to the file e. I count of outbound connections. Use the NOP speech mode off.
Oh, wait. Do I just do a line count? Is that it? What does this give me? I keep doing a backslash instead of a bar, and it's not a good time. Okay, 111. That sounds like it might be right. Let's try that out. Haha, okay, so the second question, how many unique domains were accessed by all workstations is 111, so 111. You can do that by appending word count -L to the end of the command that looks up all the unique domains. What status code is generated by the HTTP requests to the least accessed domain? I'm going to just guess that's 400. No? 404? No? 200? No? 403? I'm just going to guess now. 401? 2? 500? 502? Okay, let's just try to figure it out then. What status code is generated by the HTTP request to the least accessed domain? So we need to, let's see. I'm going to just
speech mode talk U T space D.
Let's see what we all need. We need the first column.
Space F3 space.
So let's just say we want 3, 4, 5, and 6.
A C C E S S L O G space R. Space C.
We delete all this. We don't need any of this. Okay, we want sort. I'm gonna sort this. Then we're going to unique it. And then we're going to show the... I think the head would be the... It's in ascending. Yeah, so the head would be the lowest numbers.
0.
Let's look at the first 10 results.
Account.active directory.windows azure.com :443 connect dash 2.
4, 4. Oh,
TryHackMe
that's
Ubuntu
not...
account Ubuntu 100 account connect dash 2 account.active 200. Ubuntu try slash des account.active directory.windows azure.com :443 connect dash 200.
Huh.
Ubuntu try slash desktop slash artifacts $cut df3 4 5 6 access.log 0.
Unique. Oh, we need the unique. We need the unique. Unique C to get the count, and then we need to do another sort, and then we need to do this. What does this do?
1c.bing.com :443 get slash c.gift equals mr and cts sig equals 004 b20 b7 c1 f0498 ab0 d93,109,881 b4 c2d and red c equals c1.microsoft 1c.bing.com :400.
Braille display. Let's see. What's the status code for these? 302. Okay. So this is where Braille display really comes in handy to parse through that kind of output. I could have also gotten rid of it. Okay, it's not that one. 300. 301. Huh? 304? Which one is it? I have to scroll up, I guess, to the highest one. This is... Yeah, it's also 302. Ah, okay.
Speech activity account Ubuntu 100 Ubuntu account Ubuntu 1c.bing 1c admin.ubuntu 1c.bing.com
This one. Yeah, 302 is what I can see here. 302.
What status code is generated by the HTTP answer button based on the I count button submit? Answer for what status code is generated by the HTTP answer format
well,
edit 302.
At this point, apparently I don't know, so I'm going to just
1, 2,
brute force
3,
it again.
4,
not
5,
proud of that.
6, 7, 8, 9, Z2, 0, 1, 2, 3.
Apparently I'm not getting the right results, and I don't want to make the
5,
video too long with
6,
me trying to
7,
figure this out.
8, 9, Z3.
And it's not that many values.
0,
it's not that bad. 401, 402,
2,
403, 404.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
9, 0, 0, 1, 4, 0, 1, 2. TryHackMe Advent of Cyber 20.
503 was apparently the result. I don't know why I didn't get that in my log. I guess I did something wrong with these sorts. I'm really not very good at these command line typing exercises, but we got it right. So yeah, it's 503 for that one. Based on the high count of connection attempts, what is the... Okay, I think we got all of them. Yeah. We got all of them. So yeah, that was the tricky one. Not proud of how I solved that last question, gonna be honest, but we did get it done. I hope this is useful. I hope this helps some people get unstuck if they run into that accessibility blocker at the beginning there. And yeah, we're going to render this off and put it up on the playlist because this one's done. This was task 7, which means we've been doing this for a week now. It's been a lot of fun. I hope that you people have had fun as well. Oh, before I forget, hang on. I never switched back to the Chrome browser for the questions. I'm going to really quickly do that so you can see the answers, because I think I didn't do that in one of the other ones as well, and I want to redeem myself. Here they are. So here are the questions again. We have 9, 111, 503, frostlings.bigbatstash.thm, 10.10.185.225, and then finally 1581 and the flag. THM, a gift for you, awesome analyst, with an exclamation point at the end and underscores in between the words and no capital letters. This was task 7. And a week of me doing this, I'm honestly glad that I got this one to work, because this is a lot of fun. And yeah, that is me signing off. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.